Hey, welcome back to the channel, or welcome to the channel if you're new here. This is going to be a tutorial teaching you how to use the After Effects Essential Graphics tool to make text templates for Premiere Pro. So if you're ready, I'm ready, let's get into it. Alright, so we're in After Effects. First thing you want to do, as usual, open up a new composition. We're going to name this one Text Template Tutorial. And it doesn't need to be 4K. We are going to make it just HD. Okay, so we've got our alpha channel here. We've got our essential graphics panel right here. And if yours isn't showing up, go up here to the window tab, go down until you find essential graphics, and then click on that and it should pop up for you. It'll look just like this one. Alright, so once you have your essential graphics open, what you're going to want to do is go up here, grab your text tool, put it out. Ooh, that is huge. Alright, we're going to switch this from 200 to probably 100. And then we're going to put in text tutorial. Now that we have this, we're going to come over here to these panels again. We're going to go to align. And then we're going to align it horizontally and then also vertically, so it's right smack dab in the middle. I'm going to come back to character over here, just to be back to where we started. And then to get it started, get your template started, you're going to want to drop down your text layer, drop down text within your text layer, drag your source text into this big box in the Essential Graphics window, and it will say source text right here, and then this is the actual text. Everything that you put in this box will be editable in Premiere. So these are all the parameters that you're defining here, but you can change them once you get this template into Premiere. So you definitely want to be able to change your text once you're there, so you're going to pop that in here. You're probably going to want a lot of these transform options. Like definitely you're going to want position so that you can move your text around without having to use the Premiere tools. You can do it just all from within your template. You're definitely going to want scale in there, and maybe even rotation. I mean, why not? You might as well add it so that if you ever need it, you have it, and you don't have to come back and edit this template. So another thing that you're going to definitely want in there, I mean, depending on who you are and what you do, you're going to want to come over here to Effects and Presets, and you are going to search the word fill. This is going to be a color fill for your text. So we're going to drag this fill onto our text layer down here, and then it's going to give us an effects tab under here. We're going to drop down the effects, drop down fill. We're going to bring color up into our Essential Graphics panel so that we can change the color to whatever we want. It defaults to red right away. I'm going to switch it back to black just so that the default is black, and then you can change that later on in Premiere. So if you want opacity, drag your opacity up there. Completely your call, whatever you want it to be. So if you go back over to your Effects and Presets panel over here, and then type in something like wiggle, just any effect that you want, and we're going to use wiggle gelatin. We're going to drag that onto our text layer over here so that it's going to get all wiggly as it plays. So woo, 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 woo. That's probably a bit extreme, so we're going to do wiggle amount like 0.5 instead of 20, and then wiggles per second maybe like 3, and then we're going to get this effect where it just wiggles a little bit if you want. Okay, so once you've got your wiggle effect down here, you can drop down your effects menu right here like this, and then drop down your wiggle menu like that, and then you can bring in your wiggles per second. You can bring in the wiggle amount, so you can change those in Premiere. We're going to call this wiggly text. And then we're going to export this as a motion graphics template. Hit save. I'm going to again call it wiggly text. And then save it. You're going to want the destination to be your local templates folder. It should default to that, but if it doesn't, change it to your local templates folder. And then hit OK, and you're good to go. That's it. So now if you open up Premiere, You're going to open your new project. We're going to call this one text template. We're going to open it up. And now that we're in here, I'm going to need to create a sequence. So I'm going to make a new item. Just going to be a color mat, probably a white one, so that everything is visible. We're going to drag that out onto our sequence. Alright, so now we're going to go up here, or over here, to our Essential Graphics panel. And if you don't see this, go up here to your Graphics tab and it should pop up. Or go over here to Window, go down until you find Essential Graphics, and then click it. It should pop up, looking very similar to this right here. So we're going to look in our local templates folder because that's where we saved our template to. So we're going to look for wiggly text because that's what we named it. It's right here, ready to go. So we're going to bring it out onto our sequence on top of whatever clip we want it to be over. We're going to wait for it to load in. They get real nasty the first time you load them, but then after that, every time it takes like 2 seconds, you're good to go. It's super fast after the first time. It's just got to make all the connections between After Effects and Premiere so that they're able to play well together. So if we look here, we've got our wiggly text. It's just wiggling around like it's supposed to. But if we click on that now, we are going to see all of our parameters that are editable over here. And you'll notice that these are all the ones that we included while we were designing the template in After Effects. So we've got source text, position, scale, rotation, color, opacity, wiggle amount, and wiggle speed. So if I want to turn the wiggle speed up, I just whoop, and then it's going to wiggle crazy fast. And if I want to turn the wiggle amount up like that, it's going to wiggle a lot and still fast. It's going to go all over the place and just spaz out. You can change the color. This all works. So you make it, and then you've got all these nice things. And you would make this because a lot of the effects that you can do in After Effects, like a lot of motion tracking or these wiggle effects right here for the text, you wouldn't be able to do that in Premiere without these templates. And that's that. So I hope you guys learned something from this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, definitely subscribe. And I will see you guys next time.